I'm celebrity menswear stylist Ashley Weston. So, acting as a stand-in for women everywhere, let me be the first to say that a guy with a well-groomed head of hair is just so darn attractive. Lest anyone think that having a luscious mane is a right, ask any man with thinning or balding hair and they'll tell you no. It's definitely a privilege. Having well-groomed locks shows a level of pride and attention that not all men seem to comprehend, and if mastered, it can be the secret weapon in your appearance arsenal that really makes you stand out. I mean, do you honestly think that Brad Pitt, Jason Momoa, and James Dean would have become heartthrobs without their hair playing an important part in how they look?
Not exactly. No! Are you kidding me?
Keeping your hair looking good can often be an uphill battle as there are so many factors that cause havoc with your hair, from cold weather to stress to overly constrictive headwear. Luckily for you, I'll show you my essential hair care tips from working with my male clients that all men should know to keep their hair in the best condition. So to start us off, my first tip when it comes to keeping your hair looking healthy and stylish is to please, for the love of Beckham, stop touching it.
No touching! No touching! No touching!
Also, if you touch your hair just after I specifically said that you should stop, then you definitely need to hear why you need to stop that bad habit right now. There are so many factors that have negative effects on our hair, from chlorine to cold weather to crappy styling products. But did you know that the oil and dirt that builds up on our hands can be just as harmful? By constantly touching, tugging on, and playing with your precious hair, you are actually clogging up the scalp and hair follicles with nasty bacteria, leaving it looking super greasy. As a result, this easily avoidable behavior usually leads to unnecessary washing, which can do even further damage. As if this wasn't enough, when you run your hands through your hair, you are also stripping it of those precious oils that naturally keep it looking shiny and healthy. This causes even more dryness and breakage and can even lead to bald patches, as you are unintentionally pulling hairs out and training the follicles not to produce new ones. Now, this can be a hard habit to break, but trust me, it will be worth it, unless you want to end up looking like Homer Simpson. While we're on the subject of Homer J, in case you didn't know, there are more types of men's hair than just hair and no hair. Depending on who you ask, these categories can have different names, but it basically comes down to 4 distinct types of hair: straight, wavy, curly, and kinky. But that's the easy part. Do you know your specific hair issues? Knowing your issues will also help you to effectively tackle any specific problems you may be dealing with, like thinning, dryness, greasiness, dandruff, and beyond. For example, if you have thin or thinning hair, you can use plumping shampoos, conditioners, and styling products to make your hair look thicker and fuller. Dry hair? Use high-quality moisturizing product. Now, if you happen to have dandruff, you can always use a specially formulated shampoo, but you can also keep your scalp hydrated by drinking more water and even getting a regular sweat going. Now, if you need further advice, then I've done a whole host of videos and articles about hairstyles and products to use for your specific hair type and issues. This brings me to the next point on my list, which is to get professional help if necessary. So I've worked with countless male clients over the years, and one thing I've learned is that there's no bigger confidence killer for a guy than losing his hair. If the idea of being hairless sends you into a cold sweat, then the sponsor of today's video, Keeps, is here to help. So Keeps is an online subscription service specializing in doctor-recommended, research-backed treatments that are clinically proven to both improve hair growth and prevent hair loss. They feature an in-house team of physicians, prescribers, and care specialists who tailor their expertise to fit the unique needs of every subscriber. This means that you can get expert advice and treatments at about half the cost of a traditional pharmacy without ever having to leave your home. Upon subscribing, every Keeps treatment, including their award-winning thickening shampoo and conditioner system, will be delivered straight to your door, and their refill reminders will ensure that you never run low. They also offer 24/7 support for a whole year, meaning that you can easily contact your prescribing doctor about anything at any time. So whether you're looking to prevent hair loss, stimulate hair growth, or just want to take better care of your hair in general, then Keeps has got you covered. To get 50% off, just head down and click the link in the description below. Thanks to Keeps for sponsoring this video, and now back to our list. Okay, so my next healthy hair tip is probably one that may go against your mother's rules and that is that you shouldn't wash your hair every day. When it comes to maintaining your manly mane, you want to think of it like a good pair of jeans, in that it should only be washed when absolutely necessary and definitely not every day. Also, if you are a guy who washes his jeans every time you wear them, then you need to go down and hit that subscribe button right now because, honey, we need to talk. Shampooing your hair daily is a bad idea because, like touching it, stop touching it, I can see you. It strips away the natural oils and dulls the shine, and if you have longer hair, it can create dry, frizzy split ends. This ultimately weakens your hair and makes it much harder to style in the long run. Instead, you'll want to scale back the shampooing to once or twice a week, and if possible, use a sulfate-free shampoo and water that's neither too hot or too cold, as either of these can really damage your hair over time. Also, no 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioners. Never, ever. But Ashley, what do I do if I'm working out and getting sweaty? That's okay. Getting sweaty doesn't always mean you have to wash your hair after. In fact, the oil and sweat created in your workout can add some nice texture and shine to your hair. Just take a shower like normal and go through all the motions of washing your hair, but just use water instead. This will actually clean your hair while not stripping all the essential oils. If that's not enough and you look like a wet dog all day, then you can try washing every other day or try a dry shampoo. So you've finished up in the shower and now you want to dry your hair before styling it. What's the next step? Grabbing your girlfriend's hairdryer and cranking it up to the extreme setting? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Settle down there, cowboy. Put the weapon down and keep your hands where I can see them. A hairdryer might be your natural go-to when it comes to drying your hair as quickly as possible, but if overused, it can be really harmful. Instead, go for a soft microfiber towel or even an old t-shirt and gently pat your hair dry. I like to recommend using t-shirts because as they don't have rough grooves in the fabric like a towel does, they easily slide over the hair, which helps the water to sink in and prevents frizz. If you do want to use a hair dryer, then my biggest piece of advice is to go for a cooler setting. And I know this may take a bit longer, but it'll ultimately be worth it. Using cooler air when styling your hair is a surefire way to keep your locks looking both healthy and moisturized without changing the texture. But how hot is too hot, you might ask? So the best way to know for sure is to turn on your hairdryer and place your hand in front of it. If it's too hot for your skin on your hand, then it's definitely too hot for your hair. So let's talk about products. High quality hair products are almost always a factor when creating a sharp hairstyle, but with so many different types out there, it's important that you choose the right one for your specific hair type. You may have an allegiance to that one specific pomade.
Well, I don't want pop, goddammit. I'm a Dapper Dan man.
But there's always a chance that it might not be doing what it's supposed to if you haven't done your research. For example, if you have fine or thinning hair, then you'll want to be using a lighter matte styling product, as anything with shine will just accentuate the thinness of your hair. I recommend going for a mousse or a texturizing spray, as this won't clump your hair together, and don't be afraid to use a thickening cream to add some extra texture. Now, if you've got a hair type with a lot of volume, like curly or kinky hair, then you'll want something that's going to keep it in place and control the frizz. I'd recommend going for creams, pomades, or oils, which you should add while your hair is still wet before letting it air dry into your preferred style. Finally, if you have straight or wavy hair that's somewhere in between really thick and really thin, then your choice of products will really depend on what level of shine you're looking for. If you want a shinier look, then I'd recommend a pomade or a wax, but if you want no shine, then definitely go for a paste. Want some extra hold? Hit it with some hairspray at the end to keep it in place. Now, whatever product you end up going for, remember to not go too crazy, as too much will either result in looking like a greaser or will require washing it all out and starting over. No thank you. The next tip on my list is one that I've been recommending for years, and that is visiting your barber on a regular basis. Now, I understand that getting a haircut every couple weeks may seem like an expensive and unnecessary luxury, but it has a number of physical and mental benefits that you may not have previously considered. First of all, getting a regular haircut will allow you to get rid of any damaged split ends that you may have accumulated due to sun exposure and reckless blow drying. As a result, this will prevent your hair from looking tired, dull, and flat. Secondly, getting a haircut on a regular basis will allow you to maintain your preferred hairstyle. Especially if you want to go for a do that's particularly short on the sides, then you definitely need to do this to prevent it from looking uneven and ultimately unmanageable. Thirdly, it allows you to get one-to-one advice from an expert, aka your barber, on how to best care for your particular hair type and whether or not you can pull off that mullet. Spoiler alert, you can't. But a barber will be able to tell you exactly why. Finally, regular haircuts provide those occasional boosts of confidence that every man needs. We all need some self-care every once in a while, and there really is nothing quite like stepping out of the barber's chair with a fresh cut, feeling confident and comfortable with the way you look. It's a feeling that every man should treat himself to on a regular basis. So, treat yourself. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.